Okay, and we're live. Good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining our monthly RBBN networking group. So we have a lot of new people here, and thanks to Berel Solomon, who's this has really given us a lot more new people and new faces here, which we're happy to have join us. Just as a little background on the RBBN, we started out as a small local networking group in the Rockland area. Right before Corona, we grew to about 80 people in person networking. And then Corona hit, so we went on Zoom. So the advantage of Zoom, though, is that we have a lot more ability to get people from all over the world. We have someone here from Israel. We have people here from Florida. We have people here from all over the place, and everybody can join in and join remotely. We are going to do the in-person meetings one of these days when it's safe again, but we're always going to keep this online format as well. Before I start, I want to also tell everybody that the value of this group is really the networking and the connecting to other people, you know, whether it's on LinkedIn or following up in person, but it's really the follow-up afterwards that's going to be very important. So for that reason, we have a Google spreadsheet with everybody who signed up, which I'm going to put in the comments right now. If everybody can open that spreadsheet, your name is going to be in there because you signed up. Fill out your information so everyone else in the group can see who you are and see what you do and follow up with you afterwards. So if you look at my you look at the chat right now. There's a Google Docs spreadsheet. Go there, grab that link, fill out your name, fill out your information, so people who are here can contact you and follow up with you. Please fill it out to the best of your ability, and we're going to email the link to it after the event as well.
The name and email that you registered with is already in the sheet. And if you're on a previous event, we already carried your information over from the previous months. But please fill it out. And we'll can benefit from that.
Yeah. So I want to first thank Yitzi Pariser, my right-hand man, for really getting this in place and making this happen. Yitzi, this would not have happened without you. So thank you for all your behind-the-scenes work getting this done.
My pleasure.
So, thank you.
And I just want to tell everybody that we have some awesome stuff planned here for 2021. So keep track of the emails and notifications. We're going to rock the house next year.
And everybody, stay tuned for the next event. Like Yitzhak says, we're basically 2 years now, and we're almost at a two-year anniversary for the RBBN, and you know, we've thankfully grown very nicely, and you know, I just can't believe we've been doing this already 2 years now. But you know, and just I've met so many new faces. I've gotten so much business from this group because it's following up with real people. It's not just, you know, these are real people, real personalities that you get to learn and know about. So this group really has been effective in doing that. I'm going to introduce myself right now. My name is Heshy Friedman. I don't do this for a living, this networking. This is just came about because I was part of a networking group many years ago that in the Muncie area that kind of fizzled out. And I decided that now with LinkedIn and all of us connected online, let's all meet in person and let's all get together and learn about what each other does and get to do business with each other. And I did. I put together, it was from one LinkedIn post that I put up about 2 years ago. I said, hey guys, you remember our NYBD networking group? Let's all get together again and meet up. I think, you know, I tagged all those people and we had an impromptu meeting and we said, look, we got something started here. Let's do it. And it's all from one LinkedIn post that I made. This whole group came about. And so it's, you know, the value of networking, the value of connecting with people like this online is tremendous. So I don't even do this for a living, this networking. That's just a side hustle. My main job is web design, personalized websites, web marketing, and really allowing your company today to tell a story of being visible online, of being found online, and giving a good presence online in today's virtual world when it's so important. So my name is in the spreadsheet. Normally, we actually go through the people who have signed up and let each person give an introduction of who they are so that everybody can remember who they are. With today's special presentation with Berel, we don't want to waste any time on that. So anybody after the presentation can and should stay online to, you know, interact with each other. You can join, you can follow up with individual people afterwards. We're not going to do the standard format of everybody making an introduction because we have too many people here, and B, we want to get on the program with Berel. So without further ado, I want to introduce Berel. Berel I watch his videos on LinkedIn. and I get a lot of inspiration from them. Berel is an amazing speaker. He has very good content, and he's crushing it on LinkedIn. And you know, people like me that Berel don't necessarily see that I follow you and I see what you're watching. You know, we're the people who really you know, we appreciate what you do, and we appreciate the positivity and all the stuff that you give over, information you give over, and the videos that you produce. And you know, I felt that, you know, we need somebody who can really rock the house today and really make an amazing program. And without further ado, Berel, go ahead. I'm going to give you the mic, and go ahead and take it away.
So good morning, everybody. Thank you. I just want to give a big shout out and thank you to Heshy for inviting me here. Sounds like an amazing, amazing group. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here with you guys. I'm in Panama. I decided to stay here for the next couple of months because Montreal is a disaster right now. So this is where I'm going to be hanging out from. Guys, we have a lot of information I'm going to be packing your way today. So what I would really strongly suggest if you could grab a pen, a piece of paper, or on your phone, I'm going to make it super easy so that you guys can take notes. I'm just going to give you bullet points. So when I shout out, you know, first point, just write that down. Second point, write that down. There's going to be a roadmap for you guys to use. What I really want to focus on today, I know that they had asked me to speak about, by the way, can everybody, if you don't mind, just mute your screen, because I can hear a lot of feedback. Heshy, maybe if you won't. Yeah, there you go. Beautiful.
Yeah, I'm muting everyone here.
Beautiful.
If anybody has questions, you know, well, I guess we'll take them afterwards.
Yes, Heshy, by the way, how much time do we have?
I would say let's run with the program for about 30, 40 minutes, and then we can take questions after.
Beautiful. So just stop me when I'm going over time, because I'm in my zone of genius right now and I have no conception of time, okay? So what I really wanted to focus on today, guys, you know, you guys are great people. You guys know how to sell. There's so many types. There's so much information out there on how to sell, how to do it great. But what I feel I really uniquely could bring to the table and bring you guys value is teaching you how to sell using the internet, selling online, selling your products, your services online and gaining traction there. That's where I've gained all of my success, with God's help, of course, has been through the online channels. And what I want to help you guys to do is I want to decode how I did it, what I do, what I've done, so that you guys could go and start applying it in your business. So let's just jump right into it. So the number one problem, one of my mentors once told me, your number one problem, his name happens to be Grant Cardone. If you don't know who that is, I strongly suggest everybody follow him, especially when it comes to doing sales. He could teach you better sales than I can, but what I can do is break it down into the molecular, how you could start doing it from your position right here, right today. So the number one problem that we have as business owners or as salespeople or anybody with a career, even if a person is just looking for a job for that matter, is this one thing, is obscurity. Obscurity means that nobody knows you. If nobody knows you, nobody could flow you. What does it mean? If there's two restaurants in a city, right? And restaurant number one is all over, everybody's talking about it, they're all over social media, all of your friends are posting about it, and the food is mediocre. And then you have the best, biggest, nicest, beautiful restaurant in the world, and it's a blue star, 5-star restaurant, but nobody knows about it. Who's making more money at the end of the day? The restaurant that everybody knows about. And that's a small example. That's a small example of us, how we are in our business, in our life, in our career. We were taught at one point to lay low. We were taught, fly into the radar. Don't let anybody know what you're doing. I had this lady yesterday, she reached out to me and she sent me some screenshots of somebody that she was doing, somebody that was giving her advice. And this lady had just opened up this new business. Her name was Maria. And Maria had sent me some really discouraging screenshots of what people were saying to her, saying, you don't have any experience in business, you're not going to succeed. Why are you starting a company when you never started one before? And she sent me these screenshots and she said to me, Berel, I'm so discouraged. I'm so discouraged that this person is doing this to me. This is why I lay low, I keep quiet, and I work. I said, Maria, if you keep quiet and you lay low, you let this guy win, and you ultimately are going to lose. He's going to go on with the rest of his life. He doesn't care about you whatsoever. The only person that's going to lose by you laying low is you. I said, not only should you not lay low, but you should tell the world what you do. If the world doesn't know what you do, they cannot hire you for your services. So let's just jump right into it. Number one problem that we have is obscurity in our businesses. So what I want to teach you today is how to leverage the internet, how to leverage LinkedIn, how to leverage social media to sell in your business. Give me 1 second, guys. Sorry about that. All right, so first of all is knowing that you need the internet in the first place. We're living in a time right now that is so incredibly different than any other time that we've ever lived in. Maybe your business could have survived in the past without the internet, without social media. By the way, when I say internet, I mean social media. Why? Because social media is like having, how could I say this? Social media is like, you know, Heshy does websites. A website, unless you're doing, you know, crazy SEO and you're doing Google AdWords, it's just standing there and you have to drive traffic to that website some way, somehow. The best way to drive traffic to websites is through pushing out content on social media. So today we need it more than ever. It's never been a time. There's never been a time that has needed more than ever right now for us to use social media. You know, I have clients, they would get all their business by literally knocking on doors. You cannot knock on a door today. People are just not willing to open up the door to you. I think it's crazy. I don't want to get into my personal view on how ridiculous the whole pandemic is, but you cannot knock on a door today without somebody shutting that door on you. So we have to figure out how to rewire and how to become masters at getting our message out. I, for example, have not made a cold call in 3 years. When you're good at social media, you don't have to make cold calls anymore. By the way, it doesn't mean that I don't reach out to people, but when I reach out to people, it's a different conversation. I have, between all of my social media accounts, probably close to 70,000 followers. I have about 50,000 on LinkedIn, another 10,000 on Facebook, another 5,000 on Instagram and on YouTube and Twitter. So I have about 70,000 people. Those 70,000 people know who I am. They see me, they love me, they like me, they trust me. During the beginning parts of the pandemic, I remember that I had these container loads of masks coming in. And all I had to do was put a post of myself. I took my phone and I made a post in the warehouse. This was before the containers hit, by the way. I just had a box of masks. It was a sample box. And I took a video of myself opening up the, opening up the box with a X-Acto knife. And I take out a package and I say, guys, anybody who needs masks, reach out to me because I have container loads and container loads of masks ready to sell on the ground. If you remember at the beginning of the pandemic, people were bringing them in from China. I said I had stuff on the ground, which was true. It was coming in a day or two. I went to my phone the next hour and I had over 100 messages from potential clients that wanted to buy my masks from me. The way that it was working during the pandemic was credit went out the door. So people had to wire transfer money right away without any credit. There's no 30-day terms, 10-day terms, you know, in pay on inspection. No, it was, you want to play, you better pay. People were wiring me hundreds of thousands of dollars that I never met before in the middle of a pandemic. And people were messaging me saying, I need the stock, send it to me. Where's your wire information? I trust you, Big B. That's what they call me online. I trust you, Berel. I trust you. Let's go. What's your wire information? Why? Because I show up in their face every single day. They know who I am. They know what I do. They trust me. So that's building equity. It's so powerful. You know, here I'm on vacation right now. And every day I make a video. And I feel bad for not working, to be honest with you. I feel bad for it because I'm the type of person that likes to work. So I kind of feel bad that I'm not working right now. But what I am doing is putting out videos every single day, putting out content every single day. I'm building my business. I'm building my equity. The people that follow you are equity. If Heshy wants to get on the phone right now and pick up that phone and call any person that has joined this Zoom, they're going to pick up the phone because he built that equity for you. All right. So I think we all understand how powerful social media is. Just to give one more example, I was at a conference a few months ago. It was called the Sales Up Conference. I don't know if anybody here was here. There was 600 people in the room. I was the keynote speaker at that conference. 600 people. That morning on the way to the conference, I was in the airport and there was a sign that said, "Don't stop, keep moving." And I took a selfie of myself in front of that picture and I posted it. Within 6 hours, I had almost 30,000 views on that picture and 400 or 500 likes, whatever it is. And I said to the crowd, I said, does everybody agree that this is a very impressive crowd? 600 people in a room, guys, is a lot of people. It's very, very powerful. And everyone's like, yeah, it's a big crowd. It's amazing. And then I put on the screen a gigantic picture of 30,000 views on this post. I said, guys, 30,000 is approximately, whatever that is, 20 times, it's more than 20 times, 40 or 50 times the amount of people that are sitting in this room. Imagine this room had so many more people, 40, 50 times the amount of people. That's how many people saw my post on LinkedIn. What is a better investment in my time? Sitting here in front of 600 people or figuring out how to put content online? All right, so I think everybody appreciates it's powerful to put stuff online. Now let's go into it. What social media networks? I personally love LinkedIn. It's my favorite, especially if you're in the B2B space, the business to business space, meaning you're selling products and services to other businesses. LinkedIn is the #1 place to be because that is where business people hang out. Look, I got a TikTok account, don't get me wrong, but I got it because I'm trying to not just build my business at this point, but build my personality. And I could get into that later, but I actually don't think that it's relevant. I sell courses, so I have to hit masses of people. But when it comes to selling B2B services, my main business is video production. We work with companies to help them build video around their business to help them sell through the power of video. So I've sold 90% of my business has come either through LinkedIn or has been softened because of LinkedIn, right? So I'll go to a conference and a guy recognizes me and he takes a picture of me and a selfie with me, and then he gives me his business card, and I realize he's a CEO of a gigantic company in the healthcare space that happens to be one of our targets. So my suggestion to you guys is if you are not already on LinkedIn, if you're not using social media in any big way to build your business and you are in the B2B space, business to business space, I 100% suggest starting off with LinkedIn. It's all you need in the beginning. It's all you need. You don't need to be on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, MySpace. For any of those who remember MySpace, you need to be on LinkedIn. That is where business happens. All right, let's keep on rolling. Here's a rule of social media. Here's the fundamental principle of social media. Just like in the world, there's gravity, right? It's a fundamental principle of the world. Here's a fundamental principle of social media. The more you put out, the more you bring in. Let me say that again. The more you push out, the more you put in. Think about it like this. You're on a boat in the middle of an ocean and you have all these fish heads, these beautiful fish heads. And you take these fish heads, they call it chum, and you take these fish heads and you throw it into the ocean. You're gonna have sharks that are gonna come start to bite and are gonna come rise to the surface. Posting on social media is the same thing. You're throwing bait into the water and sharks are gonna start, in this case, whales, clients, tunas, whatever you wanna call it, people are gonna start to come to the surface. The more bait you put out, the more is gonna come to the surface. So that's a general principle when it comes to using social media. So now the question is how to create content. Because that is the #1, that is the secret to this whole thing, is pushing out content. So let me give you a perfect example of how to create content. Heshy mentioned in the beginning of this seminar, if anybody, for whoever was here, he said, did you guys see my picture on LinkedIn yesterday? So Heshy took a picture of himself in a restaurant and he made it LinkedIn-y. He said, oh, we're here to meet about business and plan our business and we're really enjoying the food, and shout out to Berel Solomon. He tagged me and he said, we're looking forward to our conference tomorrow. I can almost guarantee
that was Yitzy's picture. We were both there. Yitzy posted that picture.
Yitzy, there you go.
And he tagged me, but I'm going to do that tomorrow, hopefully.
I could almost guarantee that there was a very little business spoken about at that table. Maybe there was, but he made it business-y so that the LinkedIn community was interested in it. Now, if he would have said, I'm at this restaurant and the food is great, it wouldn't have fit in the context of LinkedIn. Maybe on Instagram, maybe on Facebook, but when it comes to LinkedIn, you always want to bring business into it in a certain way. So what did he do? What did he do? He just shared what was going on. God is creating our content at every single moment. Each person that's watching this, each person on planet Earth, 7 billion of us, have our own personal playwriter, and director for that matter. And the playwriter is the one above. God is the one. Elliot Grossbaum says, so was it a lie? Elliot, don't get cheeky, okay? You probably were joking. But you're going to have a lot of people like that. They're going to question you, right? Like that. Just got to tell them to shut up, bro. It has nothing to do with you, Elliot. I know that you're a good guy, but the more you put out, you actually brought up a good point. I'm glad you did. Not only will you get, when you put out chum into the water, you're putting out bait into the water, you're not just going to get the kosher fish. You're also going to get the octopus. You're also going to get the stingrays. You're also going to get the piranhas. And you have to be okay with that. And that has to be okay with you. And you have to be okay with people, digging into you. It's just part of the territory. It's easy for me to say. I've been working on myself for 4 years now to be able to handle it. But that's part of the journey, is the self-work that comes with people just not responding nicely to your content. It's going to happen. Let me warn you about it right now. Okay, next. How to create content. God is creating your content at every single moment. All you have to do is simply document what it is that is going on in your life. So here's a suggestion. Here's what I would like to suggest, right? Like an example. And we're going to do this at the end. I have it written down, so I'm not going to forget. I want everybody to take a screenshot. Actually, you could even do it now. I would like everybody to take a screenshot or a picture of your computer, okay? And I'll tell you when to do it because I want to smile. And you could then use that as content to post on your social media channels. You're not limited to LinkedIn, by the way. If you have the time and stomach for it, I suggest doing it on every social media platform. But if really you're new to pushing out content, you're new to social selling, just focus on LinkedIn for now. So you want to take a screenshot or a picture. I'll tell you when to do it. And you want to tag the organizers of the event, maybe even tag myself and say, I just enjoyed this great event. It was networking for business. I'm so excited. I'm so motivated. I'm so revved up. What did you do? Or you could even put some things that you learned in it as well to offer value to your people. All you are doing is documenting what happened in your day. And when you document, creating content is so easy, because I think that we could all agree that there's at least one moment in our day that is somewhat of interest and that is somewhat eventful. And whatever that day is, whatever that thing is on that day, post that. You're on a client on Zoom. You say to the client, hey, or the prospect, do you mind if I take a screenshot of us too? And I post it on LinkedIn and I tag you in it and say, we had a great conversation today about XYZ. That's an example of content, right? You go into the office, the place is deserted, you feel bad about it, and you really wish that the pandemic ends soon and that we hope that the vaccine comes. Take a picture of yourself in an empty office or a video. I wish, I can't wait until this place is hustling again. Meaning just share what is going on in your life. Elliot, could somebody read Elliot's comment, because I gave him a hard time just now and I just want to give him a chance. Heshy, could you read Elliot's comment?
I'm on mute, so I just unmute myself. Okay, so he says, so what's a lie? Just making sure you actually want the sharks, stingrays, and whatever else chum rings in. In other words, toss out the right bait to get the right market / people's attention. Or are you focused on any attention regardless of the market or type of people? And then he says, much love.
It happened. I know, Elliot, you're a great guy, by the way. It was a good opportunity to use it as an example. So just to answer Elliot's point, it depends what business you're in. I am in a business. I've chosen to be in a business. It was by design that every business owner is a potential client of mine. So my net is very, very wide. I have friends that are in I have friends and probably a lot of people. So Heshy's net, for example, is wide. And I know I'm picking on you, Heshy. I just don't know anybody else in here. His net is wide. Any business owner on planet Earth is a potential client for him, I would assume, with certain limitations. There's other businesses that are extremely, extremely niche. So you want to load up your LinkedIn with that niche. And the way that you do it is you search your specific industries that you want. Take a little bit of time. Just go on YouTube and Google how to add specific people to LinkedIn, and they'll show you how to do it so that you can load up your, let's say you sell to doctors, I don't know, whatever it is that you do, you sell medical equipment to doctors. You could literally load up your LinkedIn that it's only doctors that have medical equipment. So it's a good point, Elliot, that you bring up. I like to go wide, but you have to understand, no matter what you put in, you're going to attract things that you don't want, and that's okay. And you just have to throw back into the water and not even pay attention to it. So again, how to create content, just document whatever it is that is going on in your day. Do you guys want to take that picture now, by the way? Is this a good opportunity? Let's do it now, okay? I'm going to smile, all right? And everybody take a screenshot or a picture right now. All right, everybody got it? I'll hold it for 10 more seconds.
You can press the Alt print screen key for all those who don't know, or your Windows snipping tool. Just type in the search bar snipping tool, and you can grab the whole screen there. Let me do one more snapshot.
There you go.
And let me also do a I'll do a view with everybody. Let's do a let's cancel the spotlight and then get everybody in there as well.
Even better than just sharing me is the view, exactly. Could you do all view?
Everyone see the spotlight now? You got everybody here?
Actually, you just need to have everybody go to gallery view, because even without spotlight, like right now, most people are probably just seeing me on the main part.
Right. So everybody go on the top right of Zoom under view. It says speaker view or gallery view. Do gallery view, so you get everybody in there.
Oh my God.
And then you can do two screens. There's two gallery screens because there's two screens of participants.
Oh my gosh, I have no idea where that
Everybody
is.
smile. Everybody smile.
You took it? Okay, send it to everybody.
I got it.
Send it to everybody, okay? I don't want to break the momentum, guys. Why did I want to do that? Because I want to show you how to create content. You just document what it is. You're going for lunch with your wife on Sunday. Take a picture of that and post it saying, I love taking care of my wife. That's the reason why we work. It's an amazing experience. You go visit a customer, take a picture with him outside of his front door. Don't be scared that people are going to know who your customers are. I love taking pictures, even if they're just my potential client. I love taking pictures with them because it's like a dog peeing on a fire hydrant. Everybody knows that that's Big B's territory. Don't even try. Okay? So go to your clients, take a picture with them, post it. I love being at XYZ's office. If you're in the construction business, go to your construction site, film what's going on, and post it, and then talk about it. You guys understand? Just document. Don't try to create content. You're not making, here's just so, and I want to leave this point because I think I beat it to death, but the two examples of, there's two ways to create content. One is to, like Batman, you know, like the Batman movie, it costs $50 million to produce in 3 years and it lasts 2 hours. So that's like one way of creating content. There's script, there's actors, there's everything. It takes a long time. The other way to create content is through documenting. Think of the Blair Witch Project. It cost $20,000 to produce. The video is 2 hours long and grossed almost as much as Batman. And it was just they just documented. You want to become like a documenter, the journalist of your own business career and your own journey. Don't just share the ups, by the way. Share the downs. Think about any major basketball, football, hockey, NFL game that you ever watched. Nobody wants to know the score. You don't care if they win. You want to see, you know, even if somebody tells you, oh, I know the score, you say, well, don't tell me. I want to watch the game for myself, because people get a high from the ups, the downs, share your struggles. Share the struggles. People enjoy the struggles. They don't just want to hear about the big success. They want to hear about the struggles as well. So number 5, how to capitalize on engagement. So great. Now I turned everybody into a content machine. Everybody's posting every day. So now the question is how do you capitalize on the engagement? How do you actually make money from it? Because if you're not making money from it, you're not going to be interested. There must be money. There must be a monetary gain that comes from it. So now let's assume we're all experts. We all push out daily content. You guys should be pushing out stuff every single day, no matter what. Make it a goal right now. Just like you eat breakfast every day, you should be putting out at least one piece of content on social media every single day, even if you don't feel like it, and even if you're depressed, and even if your business sucks, and even if you can't even get yourself out of bed, you post on social media, because the world will not stop just because you are depressed. And I've been there so many times so I can speak about it. There's times when nothing is going well and I still post. You know why? Because the show must go on. And it will encourage you to be great. And it will encourage you to go strong. And it will encourage you to keep your business going even when you've already given up on it. Post every darn day, period. How do you capitalize on the engagement? I'll tell you very simply. Every single like. And every single comment. And every single share. And every single view is considered a lead. Let me repeat that. If anybody here has heard me speak before, you know that this is my mantra. If LinkedIn or if social media replace the word like with lead, everybody here would be much richer. So you post something on LinkedIn and you get 23 likes. Imagine they called it 23 leads. Those are people that like you. Those are people that know you. Those are people that resonate with you. Those are people that took their time to say, I approve of you. Every single person that engages with you is a potential. Now, I'm not saying, by the way, I'm not suggesting to go reach out. If the person is the janitor at the company, not that I have anything against janitors, but usually they're not the ones, pulling the triggers. I actually respect anybody that puts food on their table in any way, shape, or form. But if you're selling big, robust packages, he's not the one making the decision. So don't go there. You cannot squeeze water from a rock unless you are Moses. But if it's the owner of a company, or the VP of a company, or the head of business development of the company, or the director of the company, or the COO or the CFO, then they're liking and engaging and watching your content and commenting and sharing, then your next logical thing should be to write them and say something like, hey, Joey, thank you so much for liking my content. I appreciate it. I actually saw your post, and go into his post and go like and comment one of his posts, and I loved it. And then wait for Joey to respond to you. And then once Joey responds to you, yeah, thank you so much for liking my thing too. You're awesome. Then you send him a message saying something like, hey, let's hop on a phone together tomorrow. Let's try hopping on a call sometime next week. And Joe is going to say, sure. And then you say, what's your phone number? And guess what? You just turned a like into a lead. You just turned a like into a lead. And the more likes you have, the more leads you have. How powerful is it? And the more content you put out there, the more likes you're going to have. All comes back to daily content, documenting what the heck it is that you guys are doing. Let's keep on moving forward. Number 6, social media is not a luxury anymore. It is a necessity. It has never been more true, ladies and gentlemen, that in the 2020, 2021 era that we find ourselves in, where most people are locked in their basement along with Joe Biden, I don't know if we want to go there today, but everybody's locked in their basement, including Sleepy Joe. So while we are locked in our basements, we have to get out to the world somehow. Today is the only way to get out into the world is through social media. If we do not put ourselves on social media, our businesses will slowly dry up and shrivel up and die, and we will die with it. Michael Pariser, no politics, whatever. I'm going to talk about politics. I'm going to break the rule. You know why, Michael Pariser? Because that's the way that you're going to remember me. That's another thing, guys, on social media. You got to be yourself. You got to be yourself. If I just said everything is great and leprechauns are amazing and we love rainbows, it doesn't resonate with people. I'd rather people have, this is a very good concept, guys, when it comes to social media. I'd rather have people like me for who I am than love me for who I'm not. Let me say it one more time. I'd rather have people like me for who I am than love me for who I am not. Now, if you see my LinkedIn, I actually never make references to politics, even though I'm a die-hard, avid Trump supporter, probably the biggest you ever met in your entire life. I do not post that on social media because there's just too much controversy around it. But we're friends here, we're personal. If anybody has an offense with that, you could reach out to me later, we can have a great conversation. But you gotta be who you are, guys, which comes into the point that I said before. You have to be okay with sharing the bad days. You will have bad days. You will have not good moments. You will have business depression. You will have business regression. And you have to be okay with sharing that, because if you're putting out content and you're always trying to be perfect, then you are going to lead to major personal, Michael, it's okay, you can put on LinkedIn, no worries. Nobody's watching it anyways, we're 25 minutes in, nobody's watching it that long anyways. You're gonna have, if you're not gonna be who you are, you're gonna have major business depression. Sorry, major personal depression. I've done it before in the past, guys, where I was trying to be this perfect business person that had everything going, that had everything perfect, that had everything in line. And the problem was I got caught in the trap of trying to be perfect. When you try to be perfect, you cannot keep up that charade for too long. Or charade, I don't know where you're from. We call it charades where I'm from. You cannot keep it up for too long. It is too difficult to be perfect when it comes to online, putting yourself there online, especially when you're documenting every single day, because you will have hard days. Don't shy away from sharing those hard days. All right, number 7. Only you could build your brand. This is something that cannot be contracted out. Okay, let me tell you. Let me explain this, what I mean by this. I had a friend of mine, he owns a recycling company. It's called Echo Recycling in Montreal. And he said to me, could you find somebody for me to manage my LinkedIn? And I said, or to run my LinkedIn. I said, that's like saying, can you find somebody to raise my children? Or to live your life, rather. Could you find somebody to live my life? When you're documenting every single day, the only person that could do it is you. The only person that could document your life is you. Now, I have somebody that sits on my computer all day and deals with the incoming messages because I don't have time to do that and I don't enjoy to do that. But when it comes to posting, I am the guy that is posting. You can have somebody edit your videos, fine. But when it comes to the content, nobody knows your business, your industry, your life, your everything quite like you. So you have to be the one that is, you have to be the one. Yes, I disagree. I do people's LinkedIn all the time and it works. Look, again, here's an example, guys. I have an opinion. Yes, he has an opinion, and that's okay. I don't want to impede on your business. I think that I know probably more about LinkedIn than most people. And if you want to it depends what your goals are. If you want to just have a presence on LinkedIn, fine. But my goal is to grow it exponentially. I have almost 50,000 followers. I think it's very hard to outsource me to somebody else. Again, if a person's 60 years old and they don't want to do it, fine. But you guys cannot build your LinkedIn to a point where you have tens of thousands or over 50,000 people without doing it yourself. Let's keep on going. So you can't outsource your personal brand, what's going on in your personal life. This is something that must be done by you every day. So there's a few ways to put out content, specifically on, let's say, LinkedIn, but it applies to all of the other. It applies to all of the other people. Mark Spitz, Berel, if that's the case, why do you outsource the messages to other people? Because the inbound messages, I get over 50 messages per day. 50 messages a day. I can't answer every single one. So I have somebody that itemizes those messages and pushes the important ones to the top. But I would almost guess, I would say, guys, fine. I would say that if a person wants to, if a person gets to that point, you can get to that level where you're hiring somebody, but not a problem. Guys, I know there's a lot of people like disagreeing, or Oren just disagreed. There needs to be a little bit of humility. Say, who knows more about social media? Who knows more? Let's look at the brass tacks. I am telling you that the only way to build a massive social media following is to post and do it yourself, period. Now, if you want somebody to edit your videos, that is fine. You can outsource that portion. If you need a copywriter, so you write the beginning of the copy, you outsource the copyright to have it done more professionally, fine. But to really build the level, I'm not talking about playing small, guys. Forget about the small game. Forget about not having time. How could you not have time for the most important thing in 2021 when it comes to building your business? This is it. There's no leaving. There is no leaving the what's it called? There's no leaving this is the elephant in the room that we cannot escape from. It is fun. It's addictive. When you start getting business from it, you say, why would I want to outsource this powerful thing in my whole business career? Okay, let's keep on going. Number 8, company is less important. Your company profile is less important than your personal profile. So on most social media networks, including Facebook, including Instagram, you have your company profile on LinkedIn and you have your personal profile on LinkedIn. Your company profile, first of all, forget about the fact that the engagement is much, much lower on your company profile. But your personal profile is so much more important than your company profile. I mean, I don't know if anybody here follows Gary Vaynerchuk, probably like one of the biggest legends when it comes to business, business using social media when it comes to business. What I suggest is going to go check him out, follow him. He's amazing. What he says, something. If you look at his personal social media, he has like 7 million followers, and his business and his company has like 50,000 followers. Why? Because at the end of the day, every great business. Let's just assume you're a business owner for 1 second. Every great business has a face to the company. Microsoft has Bill Gates. Tesla has Elon Musk. Keep it going. Apple has the guy that passed away. I forget his name. All of these, or his name is Gary Vaynerchuk. Every company, every great company that you know has a face to that business, and you have to be the face of your business. What happens if you have an ugly face? Or what happens if you just don't like people? I'm not saying literally an ugly face, but you just don't feel good on camera. You don't like it. You don't enjoy posting. You don't enjoy the attention. You have a choice, guys. You have a choice. I mean, you could outsource it. You could outsource it, but you want to build equity. You want to build equity online. You want to do this yourself. Your personal stuff is so much more powerful. Let's assume now you're a salesperson. You may not be working for that company. You may not be, yes, Yissy agreed with me on something. Yissy, I love you, by the way. Yissy does great work. I know the people that you work with, and you happen to do great work for them. Where was I? Yeah, let's say you're a salesperson. You may not be working for that company for the rest of your life. You may be working for another company at some point in time, and you want to make sure that your brand has equity. So if you decide to go work for another company, people already know you. So you already built up your personal brand. So even if you don't own your own company, you're just a salesperson. I don't want to say just a salesperson because I have utmost respect for salespeople. But even if you are just a salesperson in that company, you have to build your personal brand up while selling the company's products. Don't get me wrong. But you may switch one day. And when you do, and when you go for that job interview, you want to make sure that you have equity in yourself and people already know who you are. So that brings me to the end of the presentation. I just want to summarize a few points, okay? And this would be a good opportunity, guys. I'm just going to lay it out for you in 8 bullet points. And these 8 bullet points should become your this should be your Bible, okay? Your social media, online business building Bible. I built companies, I generate millions of dollars a year through social media, and this is exactly how I do it. So get your pencil and a piece of paper, or write it on your computer, or write it on your phone. Everybody ready? Good. So number 1, you have to know that you need social media, period. Just get that in your head. Stop trying to get around it. You need social media. Number 2, my personal favorite platform is LinkedIn, especially if you're in the B2B space. Number 3, the rule of social media is the more you push out, the more you will get in. So you should have it as a goal or a target to create at least one, by the way. The more the better. Post 10 times a day, 50 times a day. If I could post 100 times a day, I would. I just don't have the patience for it. You have to post at least one time a day. It could either be a video, it could either be a picture, or it could either be text, whichever one you feel more comfortable, and you should try to switch it up between the three. Number 4, how to create content is through documenting whatever is going on in that day. Let me give you also a secret to posting. Let me tell you the big secret, You ready? Post. Some people wait. Should I wait till today? Should I wait till tomorrow? What time is the best? What is my wife going to think? My husband going to think? What's my rabbi going to think? Just post. The internet is so big, nobody's watching your thing anyway. Somebody mentioned here that, oh, it's going to be on LinkedIn, so they're going to hear your Trump comment. Nobody's watching this anyways. What I mean by that is, even if they watch it, they didn't watch it. What does it mean? Everybody's getting bombarded by hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of pieces of content a day. They will not remember. Even if they watch, they will not remember. So don't overthink it, just post it. Even if it's bad, a bad post is better than no post. Number 5, the way to capitalize on engagement is every like is a lead. Every like is a lead. Number 6, social media is no longer a luxury. It is a necessity in 2021. Number 7, only you can create your own brand. I'm not suggesting that Yessi can't help you, but I would assume, Yessi, tell me if I'm wrong, that a lot of times people will send you assets. They'll send you pictures, they'll send you videos, they'll send you script, and you make it pretty and you post, but they have some emotional attachment. You have to be emotionally involved in what you're putting out there. Okay? Yes, he said, of course. Okay, so we're saying the same thing. And number 8, finally, your personal profiles are more important than your business profiles. Your personal profile is more important than your business profile. Yes, he says, I learned most of what I know from you, by the way. I actually think that it's a phenomenal business. You know, not, let's say, outsourcing. When I say outsourcing in my mind, I was referring to really this guy, that he just didn't want to think about it at all, and he just wanted somebody to make up stuff for him. Even Heshy, when he goes to build a website, he needs assets. He needs content. He can't just make it up from you could give him the bare bones and he's going to structure it for you. And that's probably what Yessi does. But you have to be committed to those bare bones. Yessi, this was a great commercial for you. You know, you got a lot of airtime there. Okay, so that is what I have to say for today. I want to wish everybody success. I want to pass the mic over to Heshy. I'm sure there's some questions. Let's let it roll.
Okay, thank you, everybody. I'm going to remove the spotlight video here. If anybody has questions, you guys can put yourself off of mute and then just ask your question there afterwards. So everybody is on mute by default, so we don't have any noise during the presentation. But that's going to be off now. I just remind anybody who came late that we have a Google spreadsheet of all attendance with all the information. And if people want to know who came, what's the information, how to follow up, that spreadsheet is in the comments. If you just look in the comments there, you'll see it. Add yourself to that spreadsheet. Make sure you're visible there. I also shared a Dropbox link with some of the pictures of the event. So I'm going to, that's there as well. You can download them and share to social media as well. And one thing, Berel, I want to ask you a question that people have asked is that as far as today, Corona sales have, like you said, nobody's going knocking door to door. The sales environment has changed. Your main showing in this speech is showing how social media is one of the main ways to get yourself out there in front of people who are all locked up in their offices or in their homes. Question is, in today's environment, what would you say has changed and how would you adapt, in addition to social media, other tips to deal with selling in this crazy environment in addition to social media?
That happens to be a beautiful question, Heshy. And after it, I just want to answer Mark's question, Mark Spitz, because he had a great question, which is very relevant and important. So to answer your question, I insist on doing video for almost every single call that I do right now. I insist on doing Zoom. Of course, there's some clients that don't want it, they're not into it, but there's such a power to face-to-face, and you can't get it today. So I insist that almost every single sales interaction is done by video. And it doesn't have to be Zoom, it could be WhatsApp video. By the way, Zoom is like, I think people are confused about Zoom. Zoom is really good for this format when you have 20, 30, 40, 50 people joining. I just like to keep it simple. Let's do a FaceTime or let's do a WhatsApp. You don't have to send a link. It's so easy. It just goes directly to their phone. So that's what I would say the number one thing has changed for me in terms of selling is do it, still get that face-to-face, do it on the phone. It's I don't want to say it's just as good, but it's like 50% as good, or maybe even 75% as good. Could I answer Mark's question?
Go ahead.
Can you just read it out loud so everybody knows it?
Okay. Berel, a big question that everyone is likely wondering is at what point do you pitch your products or services after engaging with a new contact?
Right. So here's what I like to do. Okay, let's just go through it together, and I'm just going to very lightly play this out. Okay. So let's say Joey, CEO of some healthcare company, reaches out, likes my video, okay, or likes a picture that I took with another healthcare owner of nursing homes that he's friends with, okay, and he likes it. So what I'll do is I'll go on his profile, I'll go comment and like on one of his, or 2 or 3 even, of his stuff, and then I'll send him a message, a private message that will say, hey Joey, thank you so much for liking my post that I posted this morning about XYZ. I happen to have loved your post about ABC. Keep up the great work. And that's it. And I won't go for the jugular. It's important not to go for the jugular online. And then I'll wait a day and he'll probably write something back like thumbs up or thanks, yeah, loved your post, or whatever it is. At that point, I will write back, let's try hopping on a call next week, right? So why do I do it next week? Because nobody has anything planned for next week. This week is already budgeted for. Next week, most people's calendars are 75% free. So he'll send something back like, okay. And then I'll send something back like, what's your cell phone number? Okay? Does that make sense? So you don't go for the jugular, you dance a little bit, you flirt a little bit. Before we go to the marriage, let me just, wink at you a little bit. Everybody get it? Cool. Heshy, let's keep on going. Select more, let's get some more questions.
Thank you, Mark. Okay, we have Stephanie Chapman. Should we be posting the exact same content on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram?
Look, I do too. I do personally. Sometimes I'll change it. Like Facebook, I find is much more appropriate. You get much more engagement when it's family-oriented stuff. And LinkedIn, so I'll take a picture on Sunday with my kids, I don't know, at the pool. And I'll say something on Facebook like, it'll be the same picture, but on Facebook I'll put text like, loved hanging out with my kids at the pool. It's important to take time to relax and get to know your kids. And then on LinkedIn, I'll take the same picture, but the text will be something like, I worked so hard this week. We work hard to be able to live, to play hard. It's important to find a family life balance. So it's the same content. I just tweak it a little bit for the other platforms. Now, if you're not prepared to do that with time and mental, I've been at this for 4 years, guys. But if you're not prepared to do that, just post the same exact thing on all social media. Cool?
Okay, thank you. Cool. Okay, we have more from Jason Leff. He says, Berel, I see a lot of fluff recently on LinkedIn that has nothing to do with what they do and often nothing to do with business in general. What is your take on fluff versus actual thought out content, which people see you as a leader in your field? Should there be a balance of the two?
Look, absolutely, there should be a balance. So The problem is fluff gets more engagement. That's the problem. So what I would say is build your audience with fluff. Fluff is like bombs, right? And then be a sharpshooter with other types of content. I don't know if that makes sense, right? So I'm gearing up. So I've been putting out fluff. You know, I'd say probably my ratio is like 75% fluff, 25% like hard brass tacks. Pretty soon, but I built my, what's it called with it? I built my following with it. So I'm going to be putting out a boot camp at the end of next month. And the reason why I have so many people to now market to is because I put out so much content. The truth is I wouldn't even get caught up in is this fluffy? Is it not fluffy? Back to my other point is you're better to put out fluff than to put out nothing. Hope that answers your question.
All right, thank you. Again, anybody can ask their own question as well if you want to unmute yourself. I'm happy to read the comments too. Okay, so
Yeah,
here's Jay. I'm curious. What's that?
I think it's fun.
Jay says, I'm curious if this happens. Oh, sorry, we got the Zoom interaction. What did you say, Berel?
It's fun when you moderate.
Okay. I'm just curious if this happens to all after posting content. I'll get a vast amount of services people offering me rather than earning potential clients.
Look, it's part of the game, guys. You know, I hear this all the time, that people get offered stuff. I think that I have more content, I would venture to say maybe than most people. And yet I can count on my hand the amount of stuff that I get inboxed to me. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. You can't blame other people for trying to get business. It's just part of life, and it's not fair. I think it's not fair. And maybe it means that you're not putting out enough content, by the way, because a fire hose, if you have enough power going through that fire hose, then there's no room for ants to get in because the power is so much. So I want to, and even if somebody's trying to pitch you and they're trying to pitch you something that you don't need, be nice to them. Say, thank you so much for your message. Your product looks great, but it's not for us right now. And just let them off nicely. You know, we don't have to be mean to each other. Everybody's trying to do the same thing. Everyone's trying to build their business in their life. Be sensitive.
Right. I just want to add to that. It's interesting. That's an interesting topic because I get a lot of sales pitches. I get a lot of people online. They're asking for anybody know a good web designer who does good web services, and I have my LinkedIn contacts actually tag me or call me or tell me that. But I always notice those posts. You have a lot of offshore developers as well pitching in their pitch. And I tell the people, I say, just if you really want a specific service, just make the post in network. Don't do it to the whole world, because then you won't get all the Indians and the Pakistanis and the Russians chiming in on that. Just keep it to your local network, and then you'll get a lot of more filtered results if you're asking for a specific service.
Great point. Great point.
Okay, we have a few more people asking questions here. Maria Sikanolofi, I hope I pronounced your name right. I'm new to LinkedIn. Can I do video content on there, or is it just text photo content? I'm sure you'll love that one.
Look, I'll tell you what's funny is video actually gets the least amount of engagement. So for fun yesterday, I posted text and a video, meaning I made a video and I put text on describing what the context of the video is. And then I posted that and I separated the two. And I just posted just the text without the video, just for fun. The text got 3 times the engagement. So that's good for visibility, but the trust comes from the video. Does that make sense? The trust comes from the video. Nobody is wiring you $100,000 during a pandemic because they saw your text post. They'll do that if they see you every day show up through video. You need both. That's the truth.
Hey, can I jump in?
Sure.
Go ahead, Ari.
Hey, so I find on LinkedIn that I don't have any prospective clients. I'm in e-commerce. I work with manufacturers, store owners, and wholesalers, and I just don't find anybody that's looking for my services. Do you have any suggestions for that?
Yeah, great question. So just mark this down so you don't forget. I always say short pencils are better than long memories. You go on YouTube and look and just type how to add targeted people to my LinkedIn. What it means is your LinkedIn does not have the right people on it. So you could add 50 to 100 store owners or whatever it is that you're looking for on LinkedIn every day, so that your LinkedIn becomes more potent for you.
All right. Thanks. Awesome.
Thank you, buddy.
Okay, we have Yossi from Tri-State Awnings. He says, hey, Berel, thank you for the amazing class. One question, how valuable, quote, is the premium feature on LinkedIn?
Look, here's the main things you get from it. You get to send people in mails. You get 45 in mail. So even if you're not connected with them, you can send them a message. If you're not connected with somebody right now, you need to wait till they connect with you. So that's one. That's what LinkedIn thinks is valuable. What really is valuable, the most valuable thing is you could see who viewed your profile. So you're opening it up to all the lurkers that they may not leave a like or a comment, but they're viewing your profile. But I only suggest that once you're utilizing LinkedIn and really going after the likes and the comments, meaning do stage one first before you do. I mean, the investment is $80 a month. I don't think it's going to kill anybody, but to just have it, to say you have it, try 30 days of posting every day and going through the likes and comments. And then if you're really getting into it, then go take the next step. That's what I would say.
Okay. Any other questions here? Feel free to unmute yourself and ask, or share them in the comments. Otherwise, we're gonna go. Normally after our meetings, we have everybody chat with each other. We'll sometimes do breakout rooms. You can connect with each other afterwards. Again, everybody who showed up here at the event is going to be in that Google spreadsheet, so you can get their names and information. And please follow up with them. Please get their information. Follow up with them. You'll see interesting context there. Normally, we have them introduce themselves, and you can see what they do and what their company is. Due to time constraints, we couldn't do that today. So therefore, please just follow up on that. I'm gonna, unless there's any question. Okay, Mark Spitz has a question, so we're gonna let those final questions here. Mark Spitz, how much time should one spend on LinkedIn commenting and posting in the beginning? Let's just give him that question.
Look, like I said before, when I was standing in front of 600 people on stage, I said to them, what do you think is a better use of my time, guys? Me standing up here or me posting on LinkedIn? And everybody laughed. So I would say you should be spending at least an hour a day. I mean, I don't see anything more important. If you own your own business or if you're in sales, I don't see anything more valuable. I just don't see it. Hope that answers your question.
Thank you. Maria, you had a question you'd like to ask. Feel free to unmute yourself and ask.
Thank you. I have LinkedIn, but I think I have the regular version, not the upgraded version. Do you prefer the upgraded version that you pay for? Is there more benefits to that platform?
First of all, I want to tell you that you're awesome for being here. Give me 1 second.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here. You're amazing. Your presentation was great.
Sorry about that, guys. So again, like I said, if you're already using LinkedIn and you're pretty active on it, I would invest in the $80 a month. The two main things that you're going to get, the three main things is, one, you could send mail to people that you're not connected with. Two is you could see who viewed your profile, but people are only viewing your profile if you're posting. And number three is, I believe that anybody that has premium LinkedIn and you have premium LinkedIn, you guys can send each other messages as if you were connected, even if you're not.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So if you're not messaging anyone on LinkedIn, and if a person is not putting up content and no one's viewing your profile, then
Right.
No. But if you're already doing those things, yes.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Guys, a lot of love. Thank you so much for your time. It was such an honor, such a pleasure to be here with you guys. You guys are amazing. And I'm so proud of each and every person for working on yourselves and to growing to that next level and to not letting this month and this year get us down. And God should bless all of us. We should have a very, very successful year. Thank you so much, Heshy, for the opportunity. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Berel. That was great. We're getting a lot of positive feedback in the comments to thank you for the presentation. This is going to be on video, so I'm going to share that with everybody. So after we'll share that with everybody. Thank you very much.
Can I make a comment, Heshy, to Berel?
Yes, go ahead.
Sorry?
Berel, phenomenal class. Your positivity is excellent. You believe in putting things out in the universe, positive, and it comes back, and I appreciate that. I got to ask you one question. How is the pizza where you're at? Is there any good pizza where you're at?
There's the amazing pizza where I'm at, yes.
Please send me a picture of it, please.
Absolutely. Guys, thank you so much. You guys are awesome. I'm so proud of each and every one of you. God bless. Let's be strong. Let's be great. And let's show the world what we're made of.
All right, everybody can still stay on. Whoever wants to still stay on, we're going to have networking and people can schmooze with each other and chat with each other. Feel free to connect. I might do breakout rooms if anybody's interested. Normally we have like in-person events, people stick around after the program and they schmooze and chat with each other. So we're going to leave the floor open for whoever wants to do that. If there's a desire for breakout rooms, let me know, and I'll just put people in breakout rooms where they can, follow up and chat about, this meeting today. So here we are. I'm just going to officially end the program. I'm going to stop the recording, and feel free to schmooze and chat and enjoy the rest of your day. Okay, so okay, we